Well, the summer friendlies are something of a tradition in Louisville, Kentucky. In recent years, clubs from Mexico, Germany, and Spain have all made their summer stops in Butchertown. Well, tonight the tradition takes on a new twist as Lou City welcomes the national team of Trinidad and Tobago to Lynn Family Stadium. The back-to-back Player Shield winners, Lou City, the best record each of the last 2 seasons in the championship. They currently sit 4th in the East, 8 points off the pace of runaway leaders Tampa Bay. In U.S. Open Cup play, they knocked off MLS side Austin FC before bowing out against the Houston Dynamo in the round of 16, and they find themselves still kicking in the USL Prince Cup quarterfinals, where they are set to face off against Tampa Bay Rowdies on August 12th. Let's take a look at tonight's player profile presented by for their CONCACAF Nations League campaign. This week they learned they'll be taking on Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Curaçao when the competition returns in September and October. Now, TNT did reach their first and only World Cup finals in Germany 2006. Took a point from their World Cup debut against Sweden before ultimately bowing out in the group stage. Our player to watch for TNT, that's Judah Garcia.
Judah Garcia, brother of Levi Garcia, who's possibly the most successful TNT player in recent memory. But he's now rounding into that 25-year-old range. He played for TNT in the U20s, U22s. Now is a chance to solidify his place in center midfield for the next cycle in the next 4 years, leading up to the 2030 World Cup.
Well, it is a rare treat at Lynn Family Stadium where for the first time ever, Lou City will take on a national team. And tonight's match between Louisville City and the TNT national team is presented by Rabbit Hole Distillery. Stay with us.
Celebrate America with America's best-selling car, Toyota Camry. And take your summer fun nearly 600 miles on a tank of gas. Built with pride in Kentucky since 1988, Camry was named Best Car for the Money for its low cost of ownership. Lease a new 26 Camry now for $319 a month, or get 5.99 APR financing. America drives Toyota Camry. Let's go places.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor for 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Thunderstorms can create strong straight-line winds, and those winds become especially dangerous when our trees have leaves, because the added surface area makes branches more likely to break, and those branches can be knocked into the roadway, they can fall on your house, or even knock entire trees down.
When severe weather hits, stay away from windows, get away from exterior walls. Look, if you don't have a basement, the safest place to be is in a hallway. Every second matters.
Welcome back to Lynn Family Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. It is Lou City and TNT set to kick off this wonderful summer friendly. And a brand new kit for Lou City. You see them in the black and white. That is the Lightning kit. Tribute to the old Louisville Lightning indoor soccer team and the club's late founder, Wayne Estopinal. Here are your starting lineups brought to you by Ford Building Together, with Simon Bird making 7 changes. The 3-1 loss to Pittsburgh last week. Only Sean Toch, Amadou Dia repeated in defense. Zach Duncan keeps his place in central midfield, and Jansen Wilson leads the attack.
Yeah, he's one of those forwards that constantly moves for Louisville City. Hence the reason he has 4 goals in the last 3 games. He's very much their talisman over the last 2 seasons. And tonight is not going to be any different, working off of Shimani and Davila.
Meanwhile, for Derek King, 9 changes from the 3-0 loss to Russia on June 9th. Only the captain, Justin Garcia, and vice-captain Rion Moore repeat in the lineup.
They have an experienced spine in Garcia, like you mentioned, so too David and Moore up top. But look on these sides, St. Hilaire and Lee getting a chance to use their pace and excitement on the wings. Garcia and George to bring that toughness and that midfield, and Powder on the right-hand side to provide some width.
Well, that list, only one debutant, Samori Powder, making his international debut. It is not counted as an official cap. He still will be an uncapped player, but he is playing his first appearance for the TNT national team. We are underway at Lynn Family Stadium, a wonderfully experimental clash, a club side against the national team, the familiarity of one of the USL's best clubs against a selection of some of the best talent to be found in Trinidad and Tobago, eager to prove themselves ahead of international competition.
You know what, Louisville fans at home? Coach Burt answered the question that you're asking right now. Why an international team at this time of the year? What he mentioned is a chance to play against a different style of play, very physical, athletic style of an international team like Trinidad and Tobago. And also, Dre, he talked about the mundane sort of ritual of playing the same teams over, the travel in the same cities over and over, a chance for a refresher almost in the middle of the season to play against a team like TNT, and for the fans to celebrate an international side.
Those the thoughts of our resident Trini Ryan Davis. I'm Dre Cordero, thrilled to have you with us for this international clash. They're slow to get up is Cathan Saint-Hilaire, one of the 3 attackers in this formation. A little bit of a different shape to this TNT side today, expecting a 4-3-3 as opposed to the 3-man defense.
Yeah, Coach King really wants to build the identity. It's going to be high press, and he was so inspired by the Spanish performance and the Argentina performance leading up to the final that he wants to hold possession like those teams. He literally mentioned those 2 sides when Trinidad has the ball. Patience and ball handling.
Rolls a little long for St. Hilaire on the near side. St. Hilaire gets on the end of it. Trying to square this one back in. Toch got in the way of it, and Cameron Duke is there to defend. And they've given it away again. It's St. Hilaire. First flash of goal for TNT, and it's well wide across the mouth of goal.
Well, Amadou Dia had some nerves with that first touch. He turned right back into his own 18-yard box, and a poor pass allowed St. Hilaire to get in. Didn't make the most of it, but I think the nerves of Dia is going to pass in the next couple of minutes. And you see a lot more show of hand and show of foot by the left side player.
So for Derek King, it's a back 4 of Powder, Jamali, and Justin Garcia. And Siobhan Hamilton in front of the goalkeeper, Jabari Bryce. Idriel George, Daniel David, and Judah Garcia make up the 3-man midfield. St. Hilaire, Isaiah Lee, and Rion Moore in attack. Here's Wilson. Attempted cross is blocked right away. It will stay loose city ball.
Well, here's Dia gets a chance to get another touch. And I'll tell you what, this Louisville team, let's just call them the Real Madrid of USL soccer. They dominate league play. They're always in the finals or just about.
Here's Manny Perez making inroads at Duncan. Preferred not to use him. This is squared in. And on the volley is struck, denied by Bryce. A wonderful effort by Heerman. And still insisting on the attack is Lou City.
Well, they just got a little taste of the speed of play that Louisville is capable of. A club team playing together for so long against an international side that only had 3 practices. You can certainly see the injection of pace in the attacking third.
There's Dia. Duncan gets away from Davila. And Manny Perez a chance to fly in the cross. It's overcooked. Closest to it was Cameron Duke on the near side. What an effort that was from Heerman, getting an opportunity in the starting lineup today and stinging the gloves of Bryce.
Yeah, just changing the ball from side to side with pace, making the defense second guess themselves, getting behind that back line. Fantastic technique with the volley, and a good save by Bryce.
It's a 5th international appearance for Jabari Bryce. Again, not an official cap today. Wilson trying to keep this alive for Shoney. Ball stays in the 18, but the whistle blows. It'll be a free kick for TNT.
Well, we talked about Shumani and his physicality and his work ethic. You just got a snapshot of it right there. If you're a Louisville fan, you're reminded why he's on the pitch and why he has that ability to get into starting lineups again and again for Lou City. Now, 21 games played so far this season, irregular for this Louisville City team.
Restarted through Bryce. Daniel David, who was upended and fouled by Zach Duncan. Free kick for TNT.
Well, we saw Duncan trying to hold possession, not trying to panic. Exactly what Coach King wants in the middle of the park.
Go TNT once more. It's Garcia.
You know, Dre, we talked about a new cycle for an international team. This TNT team today, just 23 years of age is the average age. But we really have some youngsters to talk about. Adasa Richardson, just 15 years old on the bench today. A lot of TNT supporters want to see him get a chance to play. Plays in the local leagues. Now he gets a chance to get his international debut if Coach King sees fit in the second half.
A couple of young academy players available for Lou City as well. Today we could see Thomas Weinrich, Hoover Conley available on the bench. So too is Marty Wazinski. Possession recycled back into defense. Duncan.
Coach Bird did talk about in yesterday's call a chance to give those fringe players a chance to play. What a valuable asset it is to have that at this time of the year, to get some players some valuable minutes against a competitive team. Not much pressure on them.
There's Cameron Duke isolated near side.
Talk about not much pressure. Coach Darren King did say, above all, to go and enjoy yourself and just enjoy the moment representing your country.
Manny Perez had it poked loose by Hamilton. Moore with his back to goal, a long way from goal.
Well, I asked Coach King, what are the two words they use to describe this TNT team for the next 4 years? He said positivity, identity, and I'm going to add one more that he said, excitement, for the next couple of years, to have this team really start to prosper and play attacking football. They're not going to sit behind the line and sitting on low block. Of course, if that calls for it, he will do that. But he wants to get on the front foot, whether he's away from home or at home. And there's that positivity, you see.
Look out, TNT. Very positive here on the approach. Denied by Farouk. Makes himself big at the near post.
I'll tell you what. Rayon Moore was yawning on the penalty spot for a tap-in. I think the better decision would be to make one more pass in that scenario.
And Perez putting it in behind. It's Wilson. Wilson looking for the angle! And it's a lovely finish from Lou City's top scorer. And it won't count. The offside flag is up against Jensen Wilson, who's been on an absolute tear. 4 goals scored in his last 3 games across all competitions. Nearly had the opener there.
We'll talk about open play. We had TNT attacking on one end, and then Wilson gets the ball in the back of the net in the other. Just a hairline offside. Again, Louisville City showing their speed in transition, like we saw just moments earlier with the fantastic volley by Huberman. A delightful finish by Wilson, though. A little dink over Bryce.
Having that kind of season. Jensen Wilson, 6 goals in the championship, 11 across all competitions. And he scored the consolation goal in that 3-1 defeat. So we take a look back at that earlier effort from Keithon St. Hilaire.
Well, St. Hilaire just trying to squeeze it past that first post against Farouk. And then Wilson making a fantastic run, just jumps the gun on Garcia. And look at the dink, spectacular, but it didn't count.
This ball doesn't quite make its way to Show Me. It's cleaned up by Davila. Shown Me is in behind. Flag stays down for now as Tola Shown Me trying to muscle his way through, and somehow he missed it. Well, a comedy of errors in defense and in attack as Jabari Bryce was beaten badly.
Well, we just saw the
put that finishing touch.
We just saw the opposite of calm demeanor compared to excited demeanor from two center forwards from Louisville in a matter of minutes.
There's Wilson working against Powder, trying to force his way through, and Garcia stands his ground. It's well won by TNT. Adriel George trying to find this ball in behind as the run was made by St. Hilaire.
Oh, what a run by George. He held off Davila and kept him in his wake. And then the pass really compromised Dia, where he had to throw his body and concede.
Here's Justin Garcia.
We have Jamali Garcia, number 3 here on his side. 33 years of age, the oldest player on the pitch for TNT. He's brought here to try and provide some stem the tide, if you will, for the younger players, show them some calmness in tight situations.
Made his debut back in 2016 under Stephen Hart. Played a friendly against Grenada, and just more than 10 years later, back on the national team tonight. Hierman looking to weave his way through. Judah Garcia was there to collect. Daniel David.
Speaking about the younger players, Coach King did say about investing in his 16-year-olds for this upcoming cycle. Hence the reason Richardson is on the squad. 4 players under 20 on the squad as well. Dre, TNT fans can look forward to the next breed or the next round of players coming through.
Derek King, of course, a former national team defender for the Soko Warriors, but also spent a long time as an assistant to both the previous coaches and the spell with the under 20 side. David was wanted back, turning defense into attack. Hamilton leans on Justin Garcia. Lifted over the top once more, St. Hilaire finding some joy on this near side against Dia. Showed too much of the ball this time to the defender.
But he's so experienced here. He waited for St. Hilaire to make his move and then use his body perfectly. 1v1 defending, coming straight out of the textbook.
Sean Toch. Zach Duncan.
Sean Toch is a leading player in USL history with minutes. We talk about someone who is absolutely ageless and shows up every single match in the USL. Sean Toch, take a bow. I've called a couple of his games before, and the man is an absolute rock for Louisville for years on end. He's on the ball, the ultimate captain.
And today, maybe a more contained version of Sean Toch when he's anchoring that back three. When he's one of the side center backs, has more license to get forward, and not rare at all to see him flying into the final third. Here's Manny Perez. It's cleaned up by Hamilton at the back. Dia. Wilson, Shown Me. Coming back onto his right is Tola Shown Me. Wilson does get it on target. It's an easy save for Bryce.
Well, this time he didn't have to think too much about it compared to his last chance. But he didn't get his technique right. He hooked the ball a little too much. Got a little bit too close to the ball. Couldn't find that whip and range. And didn't get the ball off of his laces in time.
Shrugs off the initial challenge now. Wilson in space in behind. Shoney making a run. Wilson's denied by the glove of Jabari Bryce. It's a wonderful save to keep it out.
I tell you what, I would love to see that replay again. Wilson made something out of nothing. Fantastic run, by the way. The angle is disappearing. Look at this save by Bryce. I mean, that ball was corner pocket, Dre, in a very tight angle. Credit to Wilson and credit to Bryce.
Tola Shoney was making the run as well. Wilson calling his own number. Isaiah Lee. Trayvon Moore waiting in the middle for a ball that never arrived. The deflection takes it out, and it will be a corner kick for TNT.
Well, the first chance for TNT to get a chance to get their centre-backs in a set-piece position, a scoring position. Sean Tosh, of course, such a great aerial defender to go along with his ability with his feet. But now we get a chance to see Justin Garcia, a very physical defender for TNT, come forward and maybe try and get one just above the 6-yard box.
Quarter of an hour in, first corner for TNT. And swinger flighted in back post. Stelton has a fouls whistled against TNT. It'll be a free kick from the 18.
Well, that was Justin Garcia, and that's the man they were aiming for. But a free kick now for Louisville.
And there's Simon Bird in his first full season as head coach of Lou City.
Was an ex-player of the Lightning.
Oh, the Lightning of the University of Louisville, of Lou City as well. He's an Englishman with a heart for Kentucky.
We're enjoying these Louisville kids representing the Lightning, the indoor soccer team from Louisville. Andre, I want to touch about this, about the Louisville club. The difference between a franchise and a club. They represent the city of Louisville like one of their own. They don't have that essence of we can move at any time.
That's magic. Initially looked to be a foul. Nothing is given as the TNT player was getting away. He seemed to be pulled back. Isaiah Lee.
And the former, or the actual Central FC forward, almost breaking free. Here he is again.
Stavila is dispossessed. St. Hilaire. You can hear against Dia. It's early cross floated up and easily plucked out of the air by Farouk.
Oh, we saw Shumani at one side with his technique disappearing. We saw St. Hilaire again having time and couldn't execute the cross, something that Coach King will certainly mention to him at halftime. When you have that kind of space, you have to try and pick out one of your players. Can't afford for your technique to disappear at that point.
Areas of work in a game like this, things that Lou City are trying to tweak. In a conversation with Simon Bird this week, he told us about set-piece defending. We saw them deal with that first corner kick, transition, and being able to squeeze teams when they do lose the ball, and box defending. So all on the defensive side of the ball for Lou City.
Yeah, he also touched on anticipating when they do have possession, when they're pushing players in, they have to anticipate the counter. They have to anticipate the ball being broken free or broken up. And here's Lee again.
We saw some away from Manny Perez, who maybe got away with a yellow card violation there.
A lot of contact, especially for the last man. Tosh is in the vicinity. But look at that leg and arm.
Didn't seem to be too much in it on that replay. Here's a look at the latest challenge as Heuerman goes down, coming together with Justin Garcia. One is giving TNT's way. It's one in the air by Mogul. Here's Samori Powder, one of the US-based players in this TNT side, playing for Westchester SC.
Yeah, younger brother of Noah Powder. Noah Powder, a very, very attacking left back. Samori Powder, the same sort of characteristics, but just on the right-hand side, a right back.
Daniel David, good effort To free up Lee on attack, it's Isaiah Lee! Perez does enough.
That was excellent defending, by the way. That recovery, just to push Lee off balance, perfectly fine. But that was Noah Powder's, actually. It was the right back, Powder, his pass to Lee, Samori Powder, that created that chance.
Lee again from the edge of the area this time, working against Toch. Looking for Adriel George. Again, George looking to get in behind. It's a wonderful challenge, but it doesn't avoid the corner kick. Last touch by Zach Duncan.
These two teams look like two teams playing freely, wanting to attack, wanting to create, almost like that third and fourth playoff match we saw in the World Cup. It is absolutely refreshing.
An absolute spectacle when the pressure is off. The promise of this match, players can express themselves. Second corner kick opportunity now for TNT.
Really gives a chance for the coaches to take a good look.
It's well defended by the captain, Toch. Davila challenging in the air. It squirts out to Cameron Duke, and it's opened up now nicely for Shonley on the near side. Duke continues his run. Wilson.
Oh, what a tackle.
Strong challenge that goes through Wilson. Shonley sliding in, but after this coming together between Daniel David and Jansen Wilson, the referee will put a stop to the action.
Well, the experienced Club Sando midfielder showed his defensive qualities, holding off one attack, recovering, and all ball to win the challenge on Wilson. And I believe his head may have collided with Wilson's knee as Wilson inadvertently followed through.
Well, this portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. So Daniel David getting some attention here. 7 international caps for the Club Sando midfielder. Well, typically, year after year, it's the Champions League that sets the tactical trends that coaches around the world will follow. The exception is World Cup years, and it's the World Cup that really sets those tactical trends. And with Derek King and TNT, a perfect example of it. They changed their shape ahead of the CONCACAF Nations League.
Now everybody wants 80% possession and recovery 9 out of 9 or 9 out of 10 attempts after watching that Spanish side put on a display for the last 6 weeks. I'll tell you what, though.
All you got to do is go out and get a road to of your own, and just fine.
But I think the key word there, Dre, is identity. Spain has a real identity that everybody wants to follow, and Derek King did use that trigger word in his press conference, or that call that we had yesterday, with identity he's trying to establish with whatever players, whether it's domestic or international, representing this TNT team in the next 4 years.
Hamilton is back in, so too is Wilson. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. And there was Hamilton to deal with the aerial threat. Slipped away by Powder. It'll stay Lou City ball. This lightning kit, by the way, the third kit, and it is being debuted. It is the very first time they've won it.
Was that past the 6-second rule?
Maybe double, twice over.
It is. Oh, wow.
Ball's in play, Shonley with his back to goal, trying to lay it off for Wilson. It's intercepted. Long ball, Toch scrambling back to get there ahead of Riyad Moore. For Davila.
They saw Sean Toch feeling out where the attacker was to block off that passage. Riyad Moore had to alter his direction.
Duke gives chase. It's Powder who gets there first and is all too happy to put it out of play. Quick throw in for Wilson. Duke intercepts a lovely ball in for Duncan. who is dispossessed, poked loose by Garcia. Powder running into a little bit of trouble. Diaz sending it back.
What a deft touch by Diaz. One of those balls you just want to get away from you and away from the attacking player. He puts it right on a dime for Wilson. Doesn't work out there, but it just shows what this defensive line of Louisville has when it comes to ball handling and their touch on the ball.
Wonderful ball over the top for Manny Perez. As Hurman in support. Finds Duncan. Perez flies past his marker. It's a good ball in. Show me. Snap header straight at the goalkeeper, Bryce. He's there to hold on.
Well, Manny Perez often provides the width and applies or also provides the chance creation on that right-hand side for Louisville for the last couple of seasons. Right on Shimini's head, who just tried to squeeze it past that first post. Tell you what, Bryce has had 3 or 4 blinders so far in the opening 25 minutes.
Really good opportunities for Lashoni. As part of that Players' Shield triumph for Pittsburgh back in 2023 before joining Lou City for a season, now back for a second spell in Louisville.
Speaking about Pittsburgh, Louisville was actually put to the sword last week Saturday. A hat-trick by Amon to give them a 3-1 win. Pittsburgh's first ever win at home against Louisville in the new park.
There's more. Has Powder on the near side. Samori Powder. Judah Garcia sends this one wide. Garcia.
You know, that Nations League draw that TNT was slotted in. Haiti, Costa Rica. You mentioned Curacao, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic. Costa Rica, of course, a World Cup quality side team in the CONCACAF. Now Curacao falls into that category. Haiti, of course, that is 3 World Cup type teams that TNT has to go against in that Nations League Group A. And there's very little window to mess up in the Nations League. You have to finish in the top 2 in that group to move on, of course, to get to the last stage with Mexico, USA, and Canada. But it is at the shot of a gun. You have to get started and get right on the right track. Hence the reason for these warm-up matches.
This may very well be the final tune-up before that September 24 opener against Haiti. They'll open up at Haiti before coming back to take on the Dominican Republic in Port of Spain on the 28th of September. After that, it's home and away against Curacao. They won't play Costa Rica or Nicaragua in Group A. As Manny Perez tries to round the corner. That effort blocked by Hamilton. It'll be the first corner kick of the match for Lou City. It is a 5-5 corner kick.
Well, anytime they get a corner and Sean Tosh is in the vicinity, you can get off your seat if you're a Louisville fan. And all eyes on the set-piece defending for Coach King with this TNT team that only trained 3 times in the last week. Now they get a chance to test their mantle on set pieces.
Outswinger, heart of the area. It's Mogul who got on the end of it. Oh, that's a great ball. And a promising counterattack now for St. Hilaire. St. Hilaire against the world, and the world wins. Manny Perez was there to poke it loose.
Well, he has the pace and the athleticism. It's just that first touch allowed Manny Perez to get back into the game. And he's kicking the rocks right now. St. Hilaire, a fantastic ball out to the back to create the opportunity. But I tell you what, that first touch let him down and let TNT and let Louisville off the hook.
Their dead ball situation. Third corner kick for TNT. Ball driven in back post and slightly overhit in the end. It's tracked down by Daniel David. And given away by Hurman. Judah Garcia. Set effort blocked by Dia.
Well, I don't think Judah Garcia read the angle properly. But for TNT, if you want a positive spin on that, it's the patience they're showing right now in possession. Louisville sitting in a low block. TNT right now just trying to give everyone a touch. You know, we want to talk about former Trinidad and Tobago players that played for Louisville. One that no one mentions, it's in the early 90s. One of the most creative players to ever play for Trinidad and Tobago, Roger Giuseppe, was a high school star in the island. He was the captain of his team. He went to school in Wheeling, West Virginia, and actually played a season or two with Louisville way back in the early 90s or mid-90s, where before the whole USL came abroad and so on. Well, that's another famous Trinidad and Tobago player to play for this Louisville team.
Showed me with his back to goal. So left it a little slack for Duke. Mogul. Tell you what, if one of those areas to work on was in transition for Louisville, TNT are providing a really good test of that ability to transition. You see how quickly they can get the ball out to Rion Moore and Keithon St. Hilaire.
Yeah, like you said, 2 or 3 plays that they got behind the back line, didn't make the most of it. Good recovery by Louisville.
Here's Yearman from the edge of the area, looking for an opening, losing his balance and with it possession. Well, soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of Lou City. Get all of your Lou City tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Here's Wilson starting out wide this time. Davila. Looking for Manny Perez again out wide, and first to arrive was Hamilton. Davila, of course, the brother of Taylor Davila, the playmaker for this Lou City team. Joined on trial after Taylor signed from Rio Grande Valley. That led to Evan Davila's very first pro deal. St. Hilaire able to get on the end of that, and it leads to a corner kick, second of the match. It's a 5-5 corner for Lou City. Just over half an hour played. And really, it's been Lou City and Tola Shomi with the majority of the chances. There was one instance where Jansen Wilson put the ball in the back of the net. He was canceled out by the offside. Outside of that, the 3 best opportunities have fallen to Shomi for Lou City. Played short this time. Duncan giving it back and getting it back is Zach Duncan. Crossed in back post. It's punched away by Bryce. Perez was there, and Perez commits the foul. Just catching Isaiah Lee. We're going to see a change here before halftime as Ray Serrano will step in. He'll replace Jensen Wilson.
Well, Coach Bird made it very clear that they had a pre-plan coming into this match with minutes for each player. One starter for another. Ray Serrano, a very creative player that play on either wing, the left side or the right side. Wilson, a little bit more of a direct player. But Serrano's ability to press and play without the ball is something to behold for this Louisville team.
8 goal contributions this season for Ray Serrano across all competitions. He's got 4 goals, 4 assists. And there's his first intervention as he looked for Shelby. So Wilson getting just the opening 30 minutes. A valuable player for Lou City. They have action coming up midweek Wednesday as they take on Birmingham. Brought down expertly by Manny Perez.
You know, having this sort of practice match in between the Pittsburgh loss, you get a chance to shed your skin from that loss. and now look forward to Birmingham by using this. I mean, your entire squad is going to get a chance to play some meaningful minutes.
It's a palate cleanser of sorts.
Yeah.
Good ball driven in, looking for Serrano. Falls to Cameron Duke on the far side. Duke isolated. Driving at Powder, showed too much of the ball to the defender. And it'll lead to a goal kick. Well, Commonwealth Credit Union. To learn more about how we can help you meet your financial goals, visit WeSeeYouDifferently.com.
Well, for anybody who showed up today in Louisville to watch the match, there's been some steel pan being played behind the stands, Caribbean food being cooked, and the well-being and the traditions of Trinidad and Tobago being spread around the Louisville Park today.
You had me at $3 beers, which is the promotion tonight. Challenging once more. St. Hilaire, who's been a handful. Blue City back 3. Judah Garcia driving from a long way out and didn't miss by much.
That's what's going to be asked of him in this cycle, Garcia. He's an attacking midfielder. He's going to be asked to contribute with goals, not just passes and chances created. Good technique, didn't keep it down. The ball was on the move. That's never easy.
Only TNT starter tonight that plays his football in Europe, plays for a Greek club, Iliopoli. That's given away cheaply. And once more, it's more. Oh, he's missed the target. It was a gift left unwrapped by the veteran Rion Moore. And he seems to have hurt himself.
Not a good sign for Moore.
Insult to injury for the 29-year-old. And arguably TNT's best chance of the game and may have to exit right after.
Good read by Moore. He picked him off perfectly and he got the room that he wanted on his left foot. He sold it to Sean Tosh, got it on his left, and then just couldn't find the technique. Looked like his left hip seems to be in some serious pain. And looking at his hand movements, looks like the pain hasn't subsided. We've already seen Louisville make one change so far. Looks like TNT is on the hook. There's that technique. Didn't get around the ball.
Wasn't there on that collision shortly after the shot. And if so, that might be good news. Maybe more of a dead leg or a Charlie horse than an actual injury. In the case, there is action on the substitutes bench for TNT.
Yeah, players like Jarrell Arthur, of course, the young Adassa Richardson, who's 15 years old, 2 forwards. Caleb Borneo, all can slot into that center forward position.
Definitely was that contact after the shot as Rion Moore is gesturing toward the referee.
Played a lot of his career in Canada, Rion Moore, in the Canadian Premier League. Certainly puts him in a good standard to represent TNT in the last, I would say, 5 or 6 years, where he's contributed marvelously, where players can play off of him. He finished his chances for TNT.
It's a career well-traveled. He had some time in Vietnam. He's played in Guatemala for Guatemalan champions Municipal. As you mentioned, his time in Canada with Pacific FC.
He's getting a little long in the tooth, as you would say. And still getting opportunities, of course, for TNT, but is considered a veteran. And that label is very clear.
Especially on this team, as you mentioned, the average age is just under 24 years old, 23 and a half. So Rion Moore does look as though he'll be able to continue. Meanwhile, here's Serrano back the other way.
Oh,
good movement again by Serrano. And it poked loose just at the last moment by Garcia. And now they're off to the races once more. It's Judah Garcia. Went into a bit of trouble. It's wonderful by Davila to stop his progress.
A superb tackle by Davila. And Judah Garcia had a window to release St. Hilaire. The window closed pretty quickly, and as soon as he cut into the left foot, he ran right into the wall or the cul-de-sac that Louisville wanted to head in and direct him into.
Manny Perez swings this one into the 18, and it's met by Cameron Duke. Just couldn't keep his shot down.
Well, Cameron Duke hasn't had the best of opportunities to play for Louisville this season. Only 38 minutes. Here it's a half volley, very, very tricky in any standard of football. You're expected to get over it, at least put it on targets, but his chest rose and the ball rose with it.
All of his action has been in cut play. He's yet to debut in the USL Championship for Lou City, but a player with 3 years of Major League Soccer experience in his days at Sporting Kansas City. Stavila working against George. Squirts back towards Serrano. Justin Garcia was there to clean up. It's Cameron Duke gets it back. He's gifted it back by Powder. Shown me, goal bound again. Second effort is denied by Bryce. A double save by Jabari Bryce to keep it 0-0. And once again, they go back the other way. It's Rion Moore leading the charge. Still Moore. Trying to cross for George, edge of the area. St. Hilaire. Isolated now, St. Hilaire back across the grain. Oh, back heel. Judah Garcia looking for an opening onto his left. Tried to square it back in. Mogul stands his ground in defense. How about that from Carlos Mogul Jr.?
Well, look at the intensity being played by these two teams on a friendly. Duke with a fantastic bit of effort. Those young legs. He's actually pulled here, but Shumani getting the best out of Bryce. And look at the double save. I'm counting 5 to 6 saves now for Bryce so far in this first half. Not a good sign for the TNT backline, but a good sign for the goalkeeper. What a good showing. Shumani, 3 of those 5 chances I've counted for Louisville.
And 4 of those saves have been from the feet of Shumani.
So much for my counting.
Instead of the final 5 minutes of first half normal time. Dia. Back heel surprises Saint-Hilaire. Toch. Perez. Amadou Dia.
Well, we're expecting some wholesale changes in the second half, especially in the Louisville kit. Coach Bird is not going to compromise.
Perez drives across. It's a lovely ball. Cameron Duke. It's Duke! And he's got the opener. Late in the opening half. Lou City have broken a deadlock. And it's a first Lou City goal for Cameron Duke.
Changing the point of attack with pace has been the signature for this Louisville team, not only in this match, but throughout their years. Ball on the right-hand side, an excellent cross. It had whip, it had pace, but the red shirts were left wanting. Look at just one defender with 2 black shirts on the backside, or let's call it the back door. And a calm finish by Duke in the end, but it was put on a platter for him to finish, as the red shirts were very few and far between on the backside. Louisville with a deserved lead after the chance that was stopped by Bryce. Finally, one gets past the goalkeeper.
Well, once again, the genesis of it was Manny Perez on that wing, sending in a blistering cross that was controlled by Serrano. Serrano credited with the assist. He was quick to find Cameron Duke. And that goal is brought to you by Fireball Whiskey. So makes it a deserved lead. And Duke had been causing his fair share of trouble on this near side against Powder.
He's been tireless. I mean, every time Powder tries to gets the ball, Duke is in his back pockets, harassing him. And he's always making himself available for players like Davila and company.
Cameron Duke had a season at Crown Legacy, affiliate team of Charlotte FC in 2024. Hasn't played a lot of football in competitive minutes since. He didn't feature at all in 2025 for Lou City, he went out to Hartford, where he played just one game. And again, just a 38 minutes so far this season. But that's a goal that'll be wonderful for his confidence. Oh, drives this one in. Showing knocking it down. Here's Davila on his left. Mogul. Perez. Point blank again. Show me follow-up effort by Serrano, and it catches the underside of the crossbar and in, but it won't count. Zach Duncan denied the would-be 2-0.
Well, again, Louisville showing their danger in getting this TNT team on their back foot. Again, speed, that injection of pace coming from that right-hand side. Manny Perez in the thick of things again. Looks like the call was an offside call with the initial pass. Good finish in the end. But this TNT backline, again, left asking more questions than having answers.
Well, stoppage time is presented by the Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Referees have added 3 minutes, minimum 3 minutes. Here's a goal scorer, Duke. Giving room to roam. Serrano. Duncan checks his shoulder before the ball arrives. Quick to find Davila. Out wide for Perez, who has acres of space around him. Duncan. It's blocked by Isaiah Lee, and now TNT with a chance to turn defense into attack. Judah Garcia did well to clean up. David. That's given away now by Hamilton. Short pitch to counter is Shoney's hold-up play. And this has gone against Tola Shoney.
Well, they love his physicality, but sometimes it comes at a price. Justin Garcia, who's known as a physical defender himself, felt the full blow of Shumani backing into him.
Brought back at the start of the season. Tola showed me after playing at Crawley Town in England. There's real competition for that number 9 spot. Chris Donovan just fit like a glove to hand from the moment he arrived. He's got 7 goals in all competitions, Donovan. Show me has 6.
Coaches just love that kind of competition. Of course, with goalkeepers, that's a great thing as well. But to have centre forwards compete like that, that is a dream come true.
Here's Judah Garcia. That's an adventurous attempted turn in front of Duncan. George. It's catapulted into opposition territory and straight into the hands of Farouk.
Well, the high press pays off, and that high back line really forcing Saint-Hilaire, Raymond and company backwards.
Sean Toch. Kierman.
Speaking about high back lines and influence from the World Cup, what about that Spanish back line? High press, just absolutely suffocating sides.
It's a lovely ball into the area, bouncing into the hands of Bryce. Well, that does it for the opening 45 minutes. Lou City have put the ball in the back of the net 3 times, one of which counted. It was Cameron Duke who broke the deadlock, assisted by Ray Serrano in the 43rd minute. And at the break, it's Lou City 1, TNT 0.
Yeah, not the best news for Coach Derek King, as Jabari Bryce has been the player of the match so far for TNT in the goal. But TNT did have some of their chances of their own. They got behind that back line. Players like Moore and Saint-Hilaire didn't make the most of the space, and they left the Farouk and company off the hook when they did get their chances on the other end.
So halfway through at Lynn Family Stadium, Derek King is still looking for his first win as coach of TNT. At the break, it's Lou City who lead it, a goal to 0.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
Most morning show commercials look just like this. Polished team, fresh cup of coffee, perfect backdrop. Well, that's not exactly how our mornings start.
Morning. Worst part of the day.
While most of Kentuckiana is still asleep, our chaos has already begun.
Our morning routine is far from picture perfect,
but it's perfectly real.
Wake up your day with WDRB Mornings.
Celebrate America with America's best-selling SUV, Toyota RAV4. And there's a lot to celebrate. This new RAV4 is totally redesigned, totally hybrid, to deliver more power and better efficiency than ever before. And take your summer adventures over 600 miles on a tank of gas. Lease a new RAV4 now for $329 a month, or get 5.99 APR financing. America drives Toyota RAV4. Let's go places.
Welcome back as night falls on Louisville, Kentucky. It's 1-0 Lou City finding the breakthrough at the feet of Cameron Duke. His first goal for Lou City is a difference at the break. And as you saw, Lou City debuting the Lightning kit tonight, a tribute to the old Louisville Lightning indoor soccer team. Black and white with yellow lightning bolts. It serves as Lou City's third kit this season and pays tribute to the old indoor team that was a prelude to Lou City's arrival in Louisville. Simon Bird, by the way, played for the team as a striker in those old indoor soccer days. Here now is more on the Louisville Lightning. Days in Serrano showing it up. Here's a look at the original Louisville Lightning. Simon Bird on that back row was a striker for the team, now coaching Louisville City.
He learned the hard way that the indoor soccer in this country is a little bit of ice hockey in it as well, with the boards and walls that you have to play off of. Physicality is one of the big attributes, and he learned pretty fast how to adjust from off the field to in the indoor court.
And here's more on this piece of Kentucky soccer history.
The Louisville Lightning was a professional indoor soccer team at a time where soccer was still growing. When I think of Louisville Lightning, I think of Wayne Estopanol and the movement that he had and the ideas to bring professional soccer to Louisville.
I was the founding general manager of the team. I had heard that there was a man in Louisville named Wayne Estopanol who wanted to start professional soccer. So he had this vision then, back in 2010, to bring the USL to Louisville. And so the Lightning was the vision of bringing a stepping stone to that. With Scott Bundick, who was the head coach, that was his first real coaching job. He becomes coach of the year. Simon Bird, of course, was a striker, goal scorer player.
I think he probably thought of this as a step one or part one and part of a bigger plan.
You know, his legacy, what we've built here is phenomenal, but I don't think any of it would have happened without Wayne's vision and his idea. And that started with the Louisville Lightning.
Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Introducing Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact.
It is so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Strengthen and tone your legs, increase your mobility, flexibility, and balance. Plus, stimulate healthy circulation.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better. It makes me feel stronger too.
Perfect for home therapy. Whisper quiet to use while you work.
My circulation is moving, I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. Call and get upgraded to the Deluxe Bundle. Get the faster motor or 5 miles of steps per hour, the step counter, the sport mat, and wireless remote. Call now.
America drives Toyota.
The #1 selling retail brand for the past 14 years.
Led by the best-selling Toyota Tacoma, the perfect size truck for all your summer fun.
And Tacoma holds its value better than anything in its class, saving you in the long run.
Lease this well-equipped new Tacoma SR5 for just $339 a month. Or get 4.99 APR financing plus up to $1,000 APR cash on a Tacoma.
America drives Toyota Tacoma. Let's go places.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk. So you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
America drives Toyota.
The #1 selling retail brand for the past 14 years.
Led by the best-selling Toyota Tacoma, the perfect size truck for all your summer fun.
And Tacoma holds its value better than anything in its class, saving you in the long run.
Lease this well-equipped new Tacoma SR5 for just $339 a month. Or get 4.99 APR financing plus up to $1,000 APR cash on a Tacoma.
America drives Toyota Tacoma. Let's go places.
Welcome back to halftime at Lynn Family Stadium. Lou City with a 1-0 lead as Cameron Duke found the breakthrough, assisted by Ray Serrano after 43 minutes to make it a 1-goal lead for the home side. And that, of course, means TNT still looking for a first win under Derek King. They find themselves a goal down after 5 losses, 4 in regulation, 1 on penalties. And tonight, a little bit of a different look for this TNT national team as they take on Lou City. Here's a look at the upcoming schedule as Lou City get back to USL Championship play on Wednesday against Birmingham Legion, following 4 games on ESPN Plus against San Antonio, Detroit City, El Paso, and Loudoun deep into September. 4th place at the moment, Lou City, back-to-back Player Shield winners. Tampa Bay Rowdies running away with the or first place in the East at the moment. Also, a big match break. We'll be back. Plenty of changes expected as we take a look at the USL Championship scoreboard. Late in that Detroit match, the Las Vegas Lights lead it into stoppage time. The Rowdies leading Miami FC by the minimum 3-2. A lot of 1-goal leads. San Antonio, Loudoun, and Rhode Island all away. That's 2 finals.
Huge result for Rhode Island to beat that Pittsburgh team that just defeated Louisville a couple of days ago, and that Florida derby in the 90th minute. Absolute excitement for the Rowdies.
So Pittsburgh beat Lou City 3-1 and then follow up by losing to Rhode Island 1-0 at home. Here's a look at the schedule the rest of tonight across the USL Championship. The Colorado Springs Switchbacks take on Charleston tonight at 9 p.m. on the Golazo Network. Monterey Bay against Orange County on ESPN Plus, and Phoenix Rising are at home against Hartford, and the nightcap at 10:30 p.m. kickoff on the East Coast. Locomotive El Paso against Jacksonville, Oakland against Sac Republic round out tonight's schedule. Well, we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. This second half is on the other side. A 1-goal lead for Lou City at the break. Stay with us.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk, so you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All across America.
America drives Toyota,
And for summer fun, nobody builds better trucks than Toyota.
including the best-in-class Toyota Tundra.
With the power and capability to do it all.
Designed, engineered, and built in the USA.
Now lease a new 26 Tundra for $499 a month.
Or get 2.99 APR financing with no-cost maintenance included.
America drives Toyota Tundra. Let's go places.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk, so you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
Toyota gives you more electrified hybrid choices than anyone else, including the hybrid that started it all, the iconic Prius, which you can lease for just $309 a month. Toyota's electrified lineup also includes all-new battery electric vehicles like the longer-range BZ, the BZ Woodland SUV, and the powerful CHR crossover. Now get any new 26 BZ or BZ Woodland with 0% APR financing. That's the power of choice. From Toyota, let's go places.
Well, it was an entertaining first 45 minutes. It leaves Louisville City up a goal to nil at the break. Here's how it all transpired with early action in both directions. Manny Perez leading the charge here for the eventual goal scorer, Cameron Duke.
Tell you what, the change of direction and the pace of the ball was absolutely magical. Heuermann's fantastic volley it matched the pass, and that was Bryce's first save of many, Dre.
He was definitely the busier of the two goalkeepers. Take a look at this adventure by Shonmi. Clatters off the goalkeeper, swing and a miss, and ultimately cleared out at the back.
6s and 7s, it's all legs and elbows here from Shonmi. He just couldn't finish it. Poor guy. But he'll get some more chances coming up.
A quarter of an hour in, and this time it's Wilson leading the charge, trying to sneak this one in. It's a wonderful save by Jabari Bryce.
Bryce with another blind up. Wilson made the most of it of a narrow angle, but he got low down on his left-hand side and with a strong save.
Powder trying to get rid of it here, has his pocket picked by Cameron Duke. And Duke looking for Shonmi, who finds a target, but is denied not once but twice by Bryce.
Again, Bryce going low down to his left-hand side with a big stop, and then his second save, a reflex save to the right. TNT's defense looking very shady, Bryce looking unstoppable.
And then came the opening goal. Manny Perez has been causing all kinds of trouble. Sends in this venomous cross into the area. Serrano settles 2v1, and Duke with the finish.
Manny Perez is so off the mini architect on that right-hand side. What a delivery, but TNT left 2v1 at the back post. No chance for Bryce in this occasion, and well taken by Duke. Calm head, 1-0.
So Duke gets his first goal for New City. Ferry's only played 38 minutes across all competitions in cup play this season, so a wonderful goal for him. A moment to boost his confidence. Second half underway at Lynn Family Stadium, with New City moving from left to right on your screen, wearing that black and white Lightning kit. Well, this portion of tonight's match is presented by Toyota and the Kentuckiana Toyota dealers. Plenty of changes. Heuermann has stayed out there.
Yeah, Coach Bird did not want to compromise players' minutes despite the scoreline. He said, yes, of course, the priority is to win the match, but we won't be deterred. We have a plan with the amount of minutes per person. And it looks like Sean Toshi, captain, has come off the big Jamaican international, Kieran Lambert.
The substitution is brought to you by the Kentucky Lottery, fueling imagination, funding education, Kentucky Lottery. So Taylor Davila has checked in. He replaces Zach Duncan.
Taylor Davila. And we talk about orchestrators. Orchestrators usually play deep in their own half. Davila can play that behind the center circle. He can play atop the center circle as an attacking midfielder. He can play as a box-to-box. Certainly one of the best midfielders in this league.
Here they come. Top of the area, it's Heerman. Closed down at the last moment by Hamilton, who does just enough, and Heerman couldn't find a target.
Heerman is what we call one of those efficiency type players. He has 4 goals in just 316 minutes. He doesn't need a lot of touches, doesn't give away the ball a lot. Good technique. And as he gets a little bit older, he's going to get more and more opportunities.
So now we have the Davila brothers in midfield playing together for Lou City, as Taylor Davila has come on to replace Zach Duncan. Here's Heerman.
TNT fans back home, Coach King made it very clear that he wants to create a local base of players. Most of these players on the pitch, and he brought to Louisville, all play in the Trinidad and Tobago Premier League. Some play, of course, in the US, who could make the early trip to get to Louisville to play the match. But it was so important to create that local group to add to the other players like Tyrese Spicer, Dante Seeley, Levi Garcia, players who play abroad. But the talent pool has to increase at the local level in order to add to the quality at the international level.
There's Duke. Look away pass to find Taylor Davila. Picks out his brother Evan. Perez gets it from Mogul. It's Manny Perez looking for room to roam on the inside, getting it back. Clipped over the top from Serrano, who was expecting a run of Shown Me.
But it's again Manny Perez making inroads on this right-hand side. He went down the right-hand side and created 3 or 4 chances. Early in the second half, he fakes to the right, comes in on the left, sets up Serrano. Serrano's touch was off, but the damage is already done.
And tonight, an opportunity to see the Jamaican Kevin Lampert play at center back. He's anchoring that back 3 at the moment with Dia and Mogul on either side.
He's going to give up some of that defensive quality, but his ball handling skills is second to no one in this team. So they're going to look forward to him to bring the ball out to the back cleanly for Louisville today in the second half.
Garcia. St. Hilaire leans on his defense. There's Joe George in traffic. Powder. This is David looking for Justin Garcia, the captain. Hamilton. As Hamilton makes the run. Manny Perez blocking the attempted pass. So for Lou City, still Faroux in goal. Back 3 of Mogul, Lambert, and Dia. 4 across the midfield. Perez, Davila, as well as Duke. And up top, Heerman, Serrano, and Shown Me. And here they come. Serrano with his back to goal, allowed to turn. Serrano! Just didn't get it to dip.
Well, players like Hamilton just sit back and allowed Serrano to turn on top of the D. I don't care who you are in USL League level football, you cannot allow players to turn and unleash on your goalkeeper like that. The red, black and white has to put more pressure on attacking players when they get into that attacking third. You can't afford to take steps backwards and allow players that sort of daylight.
Switch doesn't quite come off for Lou City. Fortunate bounce. Dia. Taylor Davila. Manny Perez trying to get around Hamilton. Strong challenge from Hamilton as he's won it cleanly. Giving it away now to Evan. Davila in the middle. George.
Well, we saw some good defending by Hamilton. His pass didn't match his defending, though. He was very fortunate that Louisville didn't control the ball in that very, very soft underbelly in the center circle, or just above the center circle.
It's interesting to know just how far back Judah Garcia was in that last defensive phase.
Yeah.
He is on the ball now, Judah Garcia. Had a long way to trek forward at the same level as the center backs. Daniel David trying to sneak the pass in. Powder. Jamali Garcia. Here's Judah. Playing from memory, trying to lift this into the back corner. Saint-Hilaire is whistled for the foul.
Well, the physicality that Saint-Hilaire and Rayon Moore and Isaiah Lee bring into the front line is something that Coach King wanted to see today. And we've seen Saint-Hilaire and Lee and Rayon Moore, each of them had their opportunities in the first half, breaking free from that high back line. Didn't make their chances count, didn't even get a shot off. But we saw the physicality of Saint-Hilaire there, getting the better of the left back.
That's going to be the most disappointing thing in the course of this match for TNT, is in that first half there were 3 or 4 occasions where they got the numerical advantage, they were on the break, and have precious little to show for it. It's lifted forward by Lambert. So touch and self-defense from Evan Davila.
You know, one of the things in finding an identity is knowing where the outlet is before the pressure comes. And that only takes repetition and constant coaching and walkthroughs, as we call it. When a team plays together for 2 times during the week, and then you put them on a field against a very competitive team like a Louisville, you see errors in passing coming out of the back, or in high pressure situations where they don't know where the outlet is when the pressure does arrive. And in modern football, that'll eat you alive.
There's an element of automatization.
Yes.
With club teams training together on a week-to-week basis.
Compared to our national team.
Here's Hamilton. Smirgo tracked his man deep into the midfield, now the center back. Couple of negative results last time out against South Korea and Russia. Without scoring a goal, 5-0 loss to the Koreans, a 3-0 defeat in Russia. Now looking for that first win under Derek King after 5 defeats. The ball was floated into the 18 and gathered up by Farouk.
Their showing in the World Cup qualifiers was a lot more encouraging. Against Curacao, they peppered the goal in Port of Spain. The Curacao goalkeeper was the player of the match. That was an important point for Curacao to lead their charge to get into the World Cup. TNT fell short against Jamaica at home, drawing that game 2-2. They needed a win. They fell short just at the last moment in Port of Spain, where they needed wins, and it was converted into draws because of their either inability to finish or the defensive frailties to teams like Jamaica and Curacao, who are now, as you recognize, as World Cup quality teams. So they're just below that thread, and they just need just a little bit extra, I would say, in the defensive side of the ball to get them back into that, let's say, conversation with Curacao, Jamaica, Costa Rica and company.
As far as the Nations League is concerned, have to finish top 2 in order to advance to the quarterfinals, where they would face either the USA, Mexico, Panama, or Canada. Where TNT were relegated from League A in the Nations League at that 2019 inaugural edition, but they made their way instantly back on the first opportunity. They've been part of League A ever since. Made the quarterfinals in 2024. They lost out to the eventual champions, United States, 4-2 in that quarters. Saint-Hilaire. powder.
This is the patience that Coach King wants on the ball. He wants a possession-type style of play. Yes, he's willing to change it depending on the opposition. But tonight he really wanted to see the guys get a hold of the ball in traffic and try to maintain possession, which we did not see there.
Gio Garcia trying to win it back. It ricochets towards Serrano, and away from the ball, there's a TNT player down. It's Adriel George. Made his debut back in 2024 under Angus Eve. It's his first call-up under Derek King. And he will need some attention here.
Plays in the very competitive Jamaica Premier League, playing for Racing FC. A lot of Trinidad and Tobago players do go across there and play there.
It's Caleb Borneo, US-based TNT international, getting ready to check in. And all signs point to him replacing George, who is still getting some attention there on the pitch.
George very much a box-to-box type midfielder, so Borneo is going to expect to bring that same type of industry and ball handling skills. What an opportunity for Borneo to get on the pitch in the red, black and white.
So George will exit the match as a substitution is made. Caleb Borneo checking in unofficially for his debut. US-based player headed to UNC Greensboro. It's part of the Pittsburgh Riverhounds 2 team. And it just makes his entrance. Just US under 15 now with the senior national team of TNT.
Just shows the landscape of US soccer working. Pittsburgh Riverhounds 2 getting transferred to Greensboro, USL League One. It just shows that there is a trajectory for young players. There is a constant outlet, no matter your level, to continue playing, to continue honing your craft in a competitive league.
The offside flag comes up here against Manny Perez. It's precisely the kind of setup that TNT players can take advantage of across MLS, USL Championship.
We've certainly seen a drop in the pace of play, though, in the opening, let's say 14 minutes of the second half. It was end-to-end stuff in the first half.
Maybe a product of TNT enjoying a little more possession.
Correct.
Taylor Davila commits the foul.
Of course, Louisville made a bunch of changes in halftime. Takes a little bit away from the chemistry that was brought together in that first 45 minutes.
Just a recap of what they're preparing for. TNT away to Haiti on September 24th to kick off their Nations League campaign in Group A. After that, they'll play their home opener against Dominican Republic in Port of Spain on September 28th, and then home and home against Curaçao October 1st and the 4th. It's another team that can't be taken lightly. Caribbean soccer is on the rise.
Yeah, so much in South America as well. You know, Curaçao has such a strong Dutch influence that so many Dutch players that don't make that first team have an opportunity to represent Curaçao and get on the world stage. That, of course, applies so much more pressure at the CONCACAF level.
Perez against Hamilton. Davila. Scooped over the top for Manny Perez, who's got a little room to roam here. Early crossing dealt with by Justin Garcia at the near post. And this will be a Wi-Fi corner kick for Lou City.
Always asking the question, Manny Perez, always making the run behind the fullback. Hamilton has had his work cut out for him at left back, as was expected tonight. Perez was the one who set up the only goal so far. Got behind Hamilton again. Excellent technique in trying to get the ball back in top of the 6-yard box. Wins another corner kick.
Quincy Heerman lines up.
Gets a chance for Lambert now to get on top of that 6-yard box.
Ball driven into the near post this time. Serrano, who was closest to it, Lambert couldn't quite latch on, and here's Judah Garcia to get it away.
Well, anywhere will do for Judah Garcia. TNT on the ropes with the corner. He looks up and saw no outlet and just booted down towards Farouk. And now this Louisville team gets a reset and pin TNT back. Let's see TNT's press though without the ball.
Simon Bird lining up a trio of substitutions, getting ready to check in. We'll have those for you shortly. This is Taylor Davila. Long diagonal switch again to Heerman on the near side. Tracked by Hamilton is Heerman. Davila. Cameron Duke now. Lobbed into the heart of the area, squirts through, and shown me test the glove once again of Jabari Bryce. His reactions have been phenomenal.
I don't think Shermany is going to send Bryce any Christmas cards this year. I mean, Bryce is now pulled off. I think I'm just judging off your stat. It's 5 now. Is it 4 first half, 1 in the second?
Yep.
5 altogether now. He has denied the big center forward. No love lost.
Point blank. Redirected and kept out by Bryce. Hamilton. Manny Perez sprints out to meet him. And this will be last touch by Lambert. And this will allow for Lou City to make a trio of substitutions. We'll see the introduction of Jake Morris in for Amadou Dia.
Jake Morris, one of those reliable two-way outside backs. Gets steady minutes, gives them balanced contributions. Look at that save by Bryce again.
Sam Gleedle is in for Manny Perez on the wing. And Mukwele Akale will check in, and he'll replace Tola Shonmi.
Sam Gleedle, a creative winger. 5 assists already this season. And Shermany, who's been denied by Bryce on 5 occasions, is going to have a seat.
So just over 25 minutes left to play. Judah Garcia throwing his body around and winning the ball off of the substitute, Akele. Akale, who was brought in to deal with a very specific problem that Lou City had been having in recent seasons when facing teams that keep a lot of men behind the ball, essentially hanging from the crossbar, looking to limit that space in the final third. Akale is a player who can cut in from the wing and shoot from distance, dribble, create shots for others. This is Hamilton. Battling with Gleedle. Davila. Akale wants it back, gets it back. Seen behind Hamilton this time, Akale. Serrano was making that diagonal run. Strong challenge from Justin Garcia.
And that's his sort of mentality the backline has to have. They can't afford to sit back. Justin Garcia got right on top of the play, anticipated the pass, got his foot in there, never gave the forward a chance to get his foot on it, turn, settle, or make that extra pass.
Here's Mogul. Now Gleedle occupying the space it used to be where Manny Perez was operating. Davila tried to find Serrano and slightly overcooked, finds its way to Powder. Louisville, the 2026 USL Championship season is underway. Be sure to head to Lynn Family Stadium to watch the most storied club in league history take the pitch as Akale fires wide. You can purchase your tickets. Tickets available at louiscity.com/tickets.
Well, Akale, the idea was right, but he just didn't know where the goal was. Sam Gleadle put it right on his foot. He made the run towards the first post. That was one to flick towards the last. Instead, he tried to tuck it into the first post, and the first post was nowhere to be found.
More intense bit of pressure applied now by Lou City, looking to win it back. And they have done so through Evan Davila.
Well, TNT was enjoying some possession to begin the second half. It's been all Louisville City in the last 5 to 6 minutes.
Akale with Gleadle making the run. Akale doesn't get that to bend enough.
Let's just call this area between the D and the edge of the box what we call the landing strip, where wingers come in and try to look for their shot. A player like Akale, that's going to be option number one. Every time he gets the ball on his left foot, the coaching staff has been prepping him to get in on that left foot and look for that far post, or maybe fake the keeper and go to the near post. So Louisville fans at home, you cannot fault your winger to keep looking for that option. That is option A for him.
Here's Taylor Davila once more. Akale. Now Gleadle chips this one in, punched away by Bryce. The back heel is cleared at the line. Borneo on his debut, now Mogul insisting. Trying to get around Hamilton is Mogul. Dragged back across the grain to the heart of the area, cleaned up once more by Cameron Duke. Here's Taylor Davila. Morris from a long way out.
Well, they're starting to tee off on TNT. Trinidad sitting far too deep in their own half, and Sam Gleadle is enjoying the space that Akale is affording him on this right-hand side. Akale is sucking Hamilton in with him, releasing to Gleadle outside. He gets the pick off his cross. Looks like there's going to be some attention to somebody on this near side.
And it's Mogul who is slow to get up. And that'll allow for some substitution as Jaheim Faustin is on to replace Isaiah Lee in attack.
Here's Gleadle picking out his cross, goes. Bryce gets there first, but look at the back heel. Something from the backyard. And Borneo, who's getting his chance today to play, using his instincts to defend the goal line.
So a number of substitutions checking in and some debutants as well. That's Diego Nanton, who comes on with the number 2 shirt. Cheaton Caprieta is in for Hamilton at left back.
Have the 19-year-old Josiah Choa, the number 12, who is getting his opportunity. And that'll be the end of Daniel David in midfield, the Club Sando centre midfielder.
So 20 minutes left. Well, Marty Wazinski, the 18-year-old Louisville native, is getting an opportunity now with the first team. He replaces Mogul.
The local boy.
Academy product, born and raised in Louisville, headed to Colgate University in the fall. And getting his first touches here. Faustin applying the pressure. Lambert watches him go by. Garcia. Faustin on the near side.
Well, that's exactly the reason why Borneo is getting his chance to play for TNT. He just defended a ball off the goal line from the back heel, and now he's pressuring the back line and trying to lead the press for TNT.
Meanwhile, Duke making inroads, finds a Kali at the edge of the area, and he's fouled just outside the 18-yard box. It's whistled against Jaheim Faustin.
Well, Faustin was in the vicinity, but Akali was drawing red shirts all over him as soon as he's trying to find some daylight on that left foot. Referees will allow some physicality, but that was well over the line. That's what's allowed.
A free kick for Lou City, brought to you by Fifth Third Bank.
Question is, did Davila, with that deft left foot of his, can he get the better of Bryce?
And this is though Akali is standing over the ball.
Or maybe he won the argument over the veteran. Ah, you're right.
So Mukwele Akali.
I wonder what words
wall for Jabari Bryce.
I wonder what words he used to get the better of Davila to take this free kick.
It's a friendly, you can get it on Wednesday. My guess. Evan Davila, the second closest to the ball. Akali looks like he has every intention of striking this.
I'm going to go with what you said.
Mukwele Akali cannot get it to bend enough. No trouble for Jabari Bryce. And by the way, the only reason TNT are still very much in this is the play of Jabari Bryce. Who's
yes.
Now 3 or 4 surefire goals.
Spectacular. Coach King will be looking for to reassemble or reassure his defensive line in the coming months or coming weeks. But Jabari Bryce has certainly staked his claim to get a chance to start in the Nations League.
Well, fans, it is time to vote for tonight's Lynn Family Vision Man of the Match. The poll will be open for the next 10 minutes. Vote now on the Lou City app. I suspect Cameron Duke will get a good shout, having scored his first goal. Akali is there to dispossess Borneo. This is Serrano. Options to either side. Trying to find Heerman down the middle. Duke comes away with possession. Haven't talked about him much because he hasn't been on the ball much, but what about the versatility of Sam Glito, who's coming off the bench? He essentially has played every outfield position. He's on the end of this year, Glito, and runs out of real estate, including a spell as Lou City's number 9 last season. Play right back, left back, right mid, center mid, defensive mid, attacking mid, and last season number 9.
You can do your accounts. But he really has an eye for creativity. He knows where the outlet is, and I talked about that early on in the match. But once he has space, he has such good technique to deliver any pass that is needed on the field. What a weapon that is for any coach.
Meanwhile, a Wi-Fi corner for Heerman. Lifted in, back post. Jabari Bryce collects on the bounce. Quarter of an hour left to play in a 1-0 ball game.
Wasn't the cleanest of takes, but he had his confidence to get there.
Garcia. This is Jaden Caprietta, one of the 7 uncapped players on this TNT side. With Diego Nanton, who's also checked into the game. And Caleb Borneo all getting their debuts.
On a pure Trinidad and Tobago standpoint, this Louisville team has provided exactly what they needed to see going forward. High intensity, pressure within the center circle, changing the point of attack quickly for TNT to try to defend.
So Borneo finds Capriate on this near side. And Borneo in traffic. Line splitting pass to find more. Ochoa. Ochoa's pass is intercepted. Could be trouble the other way, but cleaned up nicely by Garcia. Josiah Ochoa.
One of the Achilles heels for TNT at this point, in this juncture of their cycle, is the Trinidad and Tobago Professional League. It is not at the level that they expected it to be. At one time, it was the toast of the town in the Caribbean, where players from all over the region will come and play. Now, Trinidad and Tobago players are leaving to go and play in areas like Jamaica to try and earn a living and to play at a higher level of football. That is now their Achilles heel, because they're not providing that level for their young players to get a certain, how should I say, a standard of football on a regular basis. So then they come away to play games like this, and they're behind the pace for most of the game.
So Ryan Troutman checks into the game. Changing goal for New City. Troutman, third choice goalkeeper. Checks in with about 12 minutes left to go, and he could have a 1-1. Serrano is denied by Bryce, who has answered the call once again.
Well, I'm not going to say Bryce saved that one. The ball played Bryce, he didn't play it. But his positioning was 10 out of 10. Duke's ball in, he come off an excellent defense, and Bryce just, his positioning was what saved him there, which is what a big part of goalkeeping is. And Serrano found the goalkeeper rather than the back of the net.
Another 5-5 corner kick for New City. Lifted into the heart of the area. It's Evan Davila who strikes it. A little deflection, taking all this sting out of it. Taylor Davila. So among the players that have checked in, which, by the way, to your point about local leagues, this ball is flighted in across to the back post. Caprietta ultimately deals with the danger.
What a delivery.
8 of the players on the pitch right now for TNT all play in the local league. Judah Garcia confident touches, but dispossessed by Evan. And the handball is whistled against Evan Davila. So substitution now for another New City Academy product. Here's Cooper Conley checking in. He'll replace Quincy Huerman. Cooper Conley out of the Seattle area has been with New City now in the academy for a few months, and last year he was Seattle Washington's Gatorade Player of the Year. He's committed to play at Notre Dame in the fall and comes on now for his debut.
Does that mean he does not ever have to buy another bottle of Gatorade in Seattle again?
Or in Notre Dame, where he's headed now. Had a couple of appearances for the League Two side of New City and scored 1 goal in those 2 games.
Well, you're seeing with Wienski and Connolly on the pitch, you're seeing the Louisville youth system at work, getting a chance to play with the big boys on the first team. These 2 players have been, let's say, seasoning in the lower ranks, now getting a chance to play at a bigger level.
Good ball lifted in. Looking for Conley in attack. What an introduction to the game that would have been. The 19-year-old. Moore touches it wide. St. Hilaire won't get there.
Problem of back against the wall play that Louisville has TNT is that even if TNT gets the ball, there aren't many outlets because the black shirts are swarming.
Well, how about this? We're about to see the introduction of 15-year-old Adassa Richardson with the number 20 shirt. stepping in to replace St. Hilaire, while Jerry Arthur also coming in. He'll take over from Moore.
One of the names we're looking forward to seeing for TNT. Just 15, just raw talent. Nothing shaped, nothing contained. Just go out there and play to your instincts.
So Moore and St. Hilaire out. The 24-year-old Arthur and the 15-year-old Richardson slot in. 15 years old out of Naparima College and prison service in Trinidad and Tobago. Captained the under-17 side as early as back in February. In fact, a couple of the young Soca Warriors getting their first action with the senior national team, Jaden Caprieta and Josiah Ochoa, were both on the under-20 team. Ochoa was the under-20 captain for those U20 qualifiers earlier this year. Uzinski did well there, and now Conley gets away into the areas. Conley could get a second effort at it as Conley finally cleared out of danger. 6'4" center forward, just 19 years old, Conley.
Well, he did a great job turning on his man just now. He showed that he was going to go left and then snapped to the right with his back to the defender. He left the defender in the dust, bought himself some daylight.
City have brought in a couple of teenagers from the academy. Wazinski is 6'3", Conley is 6'4".
You think it's the Gatorade?
They put in that Gatorade Zero. Here's Lambert. Left it over the top for Glidel to chase. He was able to avoid the goal kick. Was Ochoa sending it back into opposition territory. Lambert was there.
Despite Louisville City's dominance in this second half, if you look up at the scoreline, it's still just 1-0. But TNT has shown nothing in this second half to put together enough passes to get to at least back off Louisville from their own defensive third and get Louisville into their own defensive third to create a chance.
There's Serrano. Nanton scrambles back. Jake Morris. Taylor Davila, long switch of play to find Glidel on this near side. He's closed down well. Wazinski.
Oh.
It's Caprieta who slides in there to deny Glidel.
Well, Caprieta, the youngster, getting a chance to play. Just 18 years of age. He's not going to hold back. He wants to impress his coach with the limited time he has. So message sent to Glidel on this right-hand side.
This is Duke, the goal scorer, combining with Serrano, who had the assist. Taylor Davila trying to win it back. Conley does, and Conley is chopped down just outside the D. Referee saw nothing in it. And there's a pullback by Evan Davila, and that will produce the game's first yellow card as he stops the progress of young Adasa Richardson.
Professional, calculated. The youngster picked up a head of steam, and Taylor Davila didn't want to show, didn't want to see what the youngster had in store.
Well, the yellow was presented by Alpha Energy Solutions as Evan Davila goes in the referee's book.
Sorry, Evan, not Taylor. I apologize, Taylor. Didn't want to see what the youngster had in store if he got into open territory.
Five minutes remain of normal time. Still a fragile lead for New City, who've been leading at a goal to nil since back in the 43rd minute when Serrano set up Cameron Duke after a brilliant pass by Manny Perez. Bordio. He's able to play for the U.S. and TNT. Mentioned he was a U.S. U15 player, born in Morgantown, West Virginia. Was in the U20 pool for TNT, but didn't make the squad in 2024, and now with the senior national team getting a look. And in possession now is Borneo.
Well, he certainly looks busy in the center circle, trying to move the ball quickly, trying to orchestrate things in a midfield that needs orchestrating.
It's all a bit static in front of him. Ball's lifted forward for Caprietta. Lido wins the race to the ball and will chaperone it out for a goal kick. Here's a good look at Cameron Duke here, man of the match, presented by Lynn Family Vision.
Well, it's not, it sounds cliche because he has the only goal, but he certainly showed his work ethic defensively and has given all the midfielders options, running relentlessly on that left-hand side.
Well, it's a third and final academy product checking in. This is the 18-year-old Thomas Weinrich. He's been with the Blue City Academy since the U13s. Made the bench a couple of times, but had yet to feature with the first team, and he's doing so now. Serrano. So 18-year-old Thomas Weinrich, 18-year-old Marty Wazinski, and 19-year-old Cooper Conley, all getting in for Blue City.
Good press by TNT. Some of their best chances in the first half came from their pressure in their attacking third.
As a confirmation, Cameron Duke, man of the match honors, getting his first goal. It's the kind of performance that'll buy you a few minutes in the USL Championship. Maybe as early as Wednesday against Birmingham.
Yep, he had 38 altogether so far in this season. Could afford him 10 more on Wednesday.
Signed a 25-day contract back in April before moving on to Hartford, where he played one game and then came back. Davila does really well here to release Conley into the 18. Conley! Well, inches from a dream debut for the teenager.
Well, the ball was given away by TNT on his left-hand side. It's an international team with very little practice. And Davila puts it on a platter for Conley, who took his eyes off the goal. He looked at the ball. That's all fine and well and done. But in this level, you have to know where that last post is. And he lost sight of it. And he hooked it wide.
It's one in the year by Conley. Though a veteran move from Conley, who stiff-armed Caprietta to create enough space for that shot. Just tailored Davila into the middle for Conley. Akale. Wazinski. Here's Jake Morris now. Ball gets away from Thomas Weinrich. First touches for him.
Well, the last thing Coach King said to us on the call was for the players to go out there and enjoy the experience, to play for your country. A game with very little pressure. They played like that in the first half, but it has to be said, Louisville made some adjustments and took the ball away from TNT 10 minutes into the second.
Borneo nearly dispossessed, and he slides in and commits the foul, and he'll pick up a yellow card.
Well, they always wanted to try to hold the ball in traffic under pressure. That was part of the identity that Coach King wanted. But Borneo's touch is symbolic of so many other TNT players in the center midfield. That first touch let him down, and that got him into the referee's books.
Spent the last 2 years at Akron in college ball, now headed to UNC Greensboro. He's Caleb Borneo, but not before making his TNT international debut.
The referee has shown an alpha energy yellow card to Trinidad and Tobago's
Morris.
14, Caleb Borneo.
Stoppage time is presented by Louisville Muhammad Ali International Airport. Referees have added 3 minutes, a minimum 3 minutes of added time.
Not many injuries, not many stoppages in this second half. And I think Louisville, this will be the icing on the cake if they can get a goal off a set piece. Something that Coach Bird wanted to talk about, defending set pieces. But to convert one at the end will certainly have them leave this ground with a smile.
5-5 corner for Lou City with Ray Serrano to deliver. In swinger to the edge of this 6. Just looking for the head of Wazinski. And loose on a doorstep is pounced on by Bryce.
Last roll of the dice.
Richardson. Again, the 15-year-old.
Doesn't look 15 by the touch or the pace.
Born in July of 2010. Turned 16 years old later this month.
Born in the year that Spain won their first World Cup.
We have to clarify now, the first World Cup. Here's Caprietta looking to change directions, change his mind. Justin Garcia lifted over the top. Faustin spraying it wide. And a clash of players leads to a free kick for TNT. As the whistle blows against Weinrich.
Well, the youngster, full of energy, full of ambition. Does his foot go over the ball? Well, he went through the ball and caught the player at the end. Inadvertent, but no less painful.
Well, this game could very well end on one of the areas that UCD identified as something they wanted to work on, set-piece defending. We've got a dead ball situation to deal with here from a promising area for TNT.
If they score from this, it will save Coach King from his blushes.
And it might give Simon Bird an aneurysm.
We don't want that.
Beyond the minimum 3 minutes added on. Judah Garcia stands over the ball. Well, it's a big moment in the match, and it comes right at the death. Garcia calibrates, delivers outswinger, edge of the 6-yard box. It's met, but now redirected goal bound now Borneo. Ochoa, again it's Borneo, lifts it in, back post, a good delivery, the header is over the crossbar, no trouble for Troutman in goal. And that was the final action of the match. Oh, an eventful 90 minutes. It ends with a big moment for TNT, but they cannot capitalize, and Derek King still looking for that first win as national team coach. Lou City get the job done. Cameron Duke with a big night for him as he gets the start and the goal that proves to be the game winner.
Exactly what Coach Bird wanted, to erase that loss at Pittsburgh on Saturday. They get a chance to show up. Young players get to perform like Duke. And for Coach King, he gets a chance to see his players playing a very competitive environment away from Trinidad and Tobago in a very aggressive and let's say hostile maybe environment away from home. And TNT falls short, but they get to see what they're made of.
Well, tonight's game is resulting in a Kroger clean sheet. 0 goals, 0 hunger, 0 waste. And with tonight's Lou City win, you've won a free taco at Kentuckiana area Taco Bell locations. Head to any participating Kentuckiana area Taco Bell location to redeem by mentioning tonight's win. 1 taco per person per win in store only the day following a victory.
Soft tacos or crunchy tacos?
It's your pick, bud.
I'm going soft tacos tonight.
Crunchy for a little variety. So 1-0 the final score. Cameron Duke converting the game winner after 43 minutes, assisted by Ray Serrano. Final score, one final time. It's Lou City 1, TNT 0. Stay with us.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk. So you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
All across America. Celebrate America with America's best-selling car, Toyota Camry. And take your summer fun nearly 600 miles on a tank of gas. Built with pride in Kentucky since 1988, Camry was named Best Car for the Money for its low cost of ownership. Lease a new 26 Camry now for $319 a month, or get 5.99 APR financing. America drives Toyota Camry. Let's go places.
Relax and let Kroger Pickup handle your grocery shopping this week. We start with only the freshest items, then choose your favorites, carefully pack everything up, and load it right into your trunk. So you can feel confident it's what you ordered. Fresh groceries your way with Kroger Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Kroger, fresh for everyone.
So the Soka Warriors fall in Butchertown, but it's all smiles for the traveling contingent. 1-0 to Lou City as Cameron Duke's game winner in the 43rd minute proves to be the difference. And his very first international friendly for Lou City against a national team. What a moment for Cam Duke. Beyond the goal, really a big influence in the course of the first 45 minutes. Ray Serrano as well, providing the assist. Let's take a look back at the best of the 90 minutes, starting with the move of the game presented by Toyota. And it is that 43rd minute strike. Manny Perez on the build-up. Ray Serrano setting up Cameron Duke with a lovely finish.
He's so precise when he gets room. Makes room for himself, rips it in. A little flick on. And look at this finish. Calm, cool, and collected. But to be fair, Bryce was left for dead with his back line. And Duke made him pay.
And Jabari Bryce did not put a foot wrong in this match, but there was little he could do about this. And Cameron Duke gets his first goal for Lou City. Second half, 3 minutes past the hour mark. Again, Duke involved in the build-up. And from point blank, Jabari Bryce with a huge save to keep showing me out.
Fifth save for Bryce on Shermany. Christmas card, he's been scratched off the list. And I tell you what though, Duke has been fantastic. Akali came in, sucked in Hamilton for most of the second half and allowed Gliedel that sort of space. And the back heel saved off the line by Borneo.
Borneo on his debut keeps that one out. The match, of course, was Cameron Duke, but how about a word for Jabari Bryce, who was sensational in goal for TNT. 12 minutes left, and more defending to do for the Soka Warriors. Cameron Duke again leading the charge, square ball in. Heuermann's first effort, Serrano denied.
Positioning 10 out of 10 for Bryce again. But it looks like Serrano found the keeper rather than the keeper finding Serrano. But I tell you what, they just capped off a fantastic night for Bryce, despite losing 1-0.
So there you have it, Lou City, courtesy of Cameron Duke's game winner in the 43rd minute. Take the victory. Now improved to 3 wins and 5 losses in their summer friendlies against outside opposition for the very first time against a senior national team. For Ryan Davis, I'm Dre Cordero. The final score, Lou City 1, Trinidad and Tobago 0 from Lynn Family Stadium.